Welcome to part 2 of My Size Hour of Code. In part 1, you were able to change the color of the arch by either clicking on the arch or using the slider in the top left-hand corner. In part 2, you're going to see what the St. Louis skyline would look like if Arrow had chosen a different shape to use instead of the arch, like the obelisk discussed in our opening video. Currently, your workspace should look like this for your arch sprite. Let's go take a look at our pencil sprite. When you look inside the pencil sprite, you'll see that we have two different starter codes. Let's first start by taking a look at our obelisk code. So right here on the purple block, underneath it we have all of the instructions to draw an obelisk. Click on this block, and you'll see that it draws an obelisk with the certain specifications we listed under that code. You'll see our second starter code talks about what happens when the green flag is clicked. This sets up our settings for our pen. We have our color set to red, our pen size set to 10, and then the pen goes up. That just means it's not drawing yet. Take some time to play with these features. If you want to adjust the pen size, just type in a new number. I'll choose 6 for right now. And to reset your pen, you are going to have to click the green flag. And to get rid of the drawing that you made, you'll just go to pen and you'll press on the clear button within our scripts page. Now to see what changing the pen size did to the drawing, I'm just going to click on our obelisk code again, and I'll see that it looks a little smaller, but no major changes were made to it. Take some time to play around with the pen size, the pen color, and any of the dimensions on the obelisk code. In one of Arrow's quotes, he said neither an obelisk nor a box nor a dome would look great next to the Mississippi River. So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to draw what those different shapes would look like. To do that, we're going to create what we call procedures for the pencil, and that pencil will draw an obelisk, a dome, or a box when we call those procedures. Now instead of constantly just pressing the clear button here in our scripts menu, let's just create an event in our code by clicking on events. And we're going to say when the X key is pressed, we want it to automatically clear any drawings. So now when I press the letter X, our drawing will go away. So if we go to our Looks tab, you'll notice that there's no block for us to draw the shapes we want. So we're going to have to create our own block. Go over to More Blocks and click Make a Block. We're going to draw the dome first, so we're going to name this block Draw Dome and press OK. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move our Define Draw Dome block over to the side so we have a little more room. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to use our Draw Obelisk procedure as our template for us to make our Draw Dome block. We'll first start off with the location that we want our dome to start drawing in. So to do that, I like going to our stage, and I want my dome to start right before this tree on the left-hand side. So if I click over here on the stage and I look at my X and Y values in the bottom right-hand corner, I'll notice that around X equals negative 50 to 55 and Y equals negative 62 is where I want to start. So I'm going to go to my Motions tab. I'm going to click on the Go to X and Y coordinate block. I'm going to make X negative 55 and I'm going to make Y negative 62. The next thing we need to do is we need to tell the pen which way to face. So we're going to go to the Point and Direction block, drag it over, and if you go to the drop-down menu, it will tell you each of the directions and how they correspond with each of these numbers. Because we're drawing a dome, we're going to want our pen to head up first, so we'll select the 0 up option. Now when we start our code, our pen automatically goes up, meaning it doesn't draw anything. So we need to tell the commands to put our pen down. That way the pen will draw once we call our Draw Dome procedure. So all we've done this far is put our pen in the location we want it to start in, told it what direction we want it to move in, and told it to put the pen down. But the pen actually has not drawn anything yet. So we need to tell the commands to do that. Now, to make a curve in Scratch, we're going to want to tell the pen to move a certain distance and then turn right away. So we find these commands in our Motion tab. We'll grab the Move and we'll grab the Turn blocks. Now, if we just run our code like this, we'll just click on the flag to reset everything, then click on the Define Draw Dome. We notice that we get a straight line, so these aren't going to be the right parameters we want our pen to move. Let's first clear it, and we are going to try move one step, and for every one step you move, we want the pen to turn 1 degree. Now, if we tested out this code right now, we wouldn't see anything. That's because one step is very, very small in the Scratch program. So to make this a little bigger, or to make us see a little more, let's add a repeat to this. We'll go to our controls, we'll go to our repeat, and we're going to put these 2 commands inside of our repeat block. And right now we have it repeating 10 times. So if we click on our Draw Dome, still not enough to see what's going on. I'm going to press X to clear. And I'm going to make this, let's go with 75. Press the green flag and click on the dome again. So it's in the right shape and it's going in the right direction, but I haven't gotten the pen to draw far enough. How many repeats do you think we'll need to get a dome shape? Because I know that a dome will need to go 180 degrees from its start location to its ending location, I'm going to change our repeats to 180. Now I'll test that code by clearing my drawing, resetting my pen, and then clicking on the Define Draw Dome box, and I've got the dome where I want it. We're going to add a base to this dome, so to do that we're going to want the pen to go from the ending location back to the starting location. Pretty easy. You just go to the Motions tab, go to your Go-To X and Y coordinate block, and you're going to set the X and Y coordinate to your starting location, -55 and -62. The last thing we need to do for our Draw Dome procedure is to tell the pen to raise up. That's so it doesn't keep drawing as it moves around the screen. Now let's test our code. We'll press X to clear, flag to reset, and click on our Define Draw Dome block. If you want to remove the arch from this image, all you have to do is click on the arch sprite, go to Looks, and click on Hide. Just don't forget to show your arch again when you want to run the animation in its entirety. Now it's your turn. Go back to your pencil, and we're going to challenge you to make a procedure for a draw box. Now our box, we're going to want it to have 4 sides, and try to make a rectangle so those sides aren't of equal length. Use the Draw Dome procedure as your template for your new Draw Box procedure. If you get stuck, head over to the next tutorial to see the answer.